Hi, I'm Greg Denny. Last year, while we were living in Morocco, which was awesome, by the way, I flew into Germany and bought my dream vehicle. I had wanted one for years, and so you'd be like, "What? What you dream about that for?" But it's a Land Rover Defender 110. So it's the ones they use in the African safaris. I mean, it's just a cool vehicle. It's a little tank that goes anywhere, holds lots of people. I just love it. And so, we've been touring around Europe, been driving all over the place, just loving this thing. And uh, it's been fun and exciting to have it and fix it up and have a great vehicle. But I want you to think about your dream vehicle. What is it? Maybe it's a Ferrari. There's lots of those around here. Lamborghinis, a Porsche. Ooh, those are nice. Maybe it's just your Mustang or Camaro or a beautiful truck. Whatever it is, just pick something that you just love. Now, would you go and put dirty fuel in that? Would you go and dump garbage in it? Would you put water in the engine? No way. You're like, are you crazy? Never. I wouldn't do it. And yet, many of us do that to our minds and our lives. You see, input determines output. I love saying that. I've been saying it for years and years, and I think I'll teach it for the rest of my life. Input determines output. In other words, what we put in is what we get out. So garbage in, garbage out. Greatness in, greatness out. Right? The mind is like a garden. And you take the garden principle. You take up here, whatever you plant grows. And the ground, it doesn't care. You plant a weed, it grows. You plant a tomato, it grows. Corn, trees, whatever. You plant it, it grows. And that's how our minds are. Now, here's a real danger. I hear people often justify or rationalize, oh, it's adult content, as though age makes something okay. Now, arguably, there are a few things that adults can see that children aren't quite ready for. But never should we allow filth and trash and garbage into our lives. I don't care how old you are. That stuff is degrading and foul and always has an effect. It can't not, I know that's not proper grammar, but it can't not have an effect. It's going to. Everything you put in will leave its effect. It'll leave its mark. And it may not show up immediately, but it will show up. And you can see it. I've seen it in others. Perhaps you've felt it yourself. You watched something or seen something or heard something or had a conversation or listened to something and you just feel the lights go out. You know what I'm talking about? You feel the darkness. Oh, maybe you've seen it in someone else. You see the lights go out. You see the darkness there. And so I want to challenge you. Don't ever justify or rationalize to say, well, it's adult content, and since I'm an adult, I can put whatever I want. Oh, yes, you're free to do that, but man, you're not free from the consequences, right? It's like that stick. One end is choice and one end is consequence. You can't pick up one end without moving the other. So we're free to make our choices, but we're not free to choose the consequences. So my challenge to you is to entirely remove anything from your life that is filthy or degrading or demoralizing or objectifying of other human beings, like pornography. It turns women into objects. Any kind of immorality or filth. So any music, any magazines, any books, any movies, any conversations, sometimes even associations, anything in your life that's filthy or foul, remove it. Okay? And I promise, it may be hard. You might be like, oh, but you might be used to it. You might have the habit of it. It might be something you've always kind of been around. Clean up your own language. So I'm challenging you to do this, okay? And I promise, here's a promise with this challenge. Your life will get brighter and better. You'll feel a cleanliness, so to speak, right? And a light, and you'll start to feel more buoyant. And you'll shine a little bit more. You'll radiate. And people will notice it, and you'll notice it. You'll just feel better. I went into a bookstore years ago in Homer, Alaska. And I went in with my wife and my children, and we're always buying books. I mean, we buy books, and if there's any money left over, then we buy food for our family, right? We just love books. Went in there to buy a fantastic book, and this book was so inspirational. It was a book about doing philanthropy, humanitarian work, about a guy who left his high, executive position to go change the world and change lives. It was so inspiring, and that was the book we got that night. And this guy walks in. He was just kind of dirty and greasy and wearing all black, and he just kind of, I don't know the best word to describe it. He's just kind of slithered up to the counter in front of me and purchased a pornographic magazine. And he was kind of embarrassed and ashamed, and then he kind of just slithered out the door to go do dark things. I remember standing there in that contrast of, whoa, I'm in here looking for greatness, and I'm going to go home and devour a book that's going to help change my life, reading about somebody's experience of making a positive difference in the world. And this guy's going out with some trash that objectifies human beings and leads to dark habits. So my challenge to you, do that now. Have the courage, have the discipline to get it done. Get rid of the stuff you need to get rid of. Get that out of your life. Maintain an excellent filter of cleanliness. Don't bring any garbage into your life. Bring only greatness, and great things will come. Reach upward.